All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Burning Assassination, Session 5. I
That's
am
right.
sans a camera tonight. I reformatted my laptop, and I've spent the last 7 hours, and I'm still configuring updates. So, no camera this week, but the laptop will be fixed up, and I shouldn't have all those lag issues that I've been having.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we're getting real good sound tonight. So, uh,
Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
yeah. So let's see how this goes. Why don't you give us a recap of your beliefs?
Yeah, let me pull those up right quick. So, belief number one, in my attempts to infiltrate the conspirators, I've been asked to remove Rogar the Slaver by Isham, who wishes to gain his status back with the Council. I shall do that not only to continue to build rapport with Isham, but also so that I can take over the slave trade for myself. In this, I will be able to whisk away these slaves to the lands of King Salgard, where they will all be safe, establishing an underground railroads of sorts while building my credibility. As always, belief number two, innocent life is the most valuable thing in the world. I must protect it at all costs. And
Hmm.
number three, I shall seek and play with Relgar in order to learn his weaknesses. I will have Isham vouch for my services.
Excellent.
And at the end of last session, I changed my third instinct to always profile everyone to get those free perception manhunter rolls.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I actually have a Google document up now for that, just called profiles. And that's where all
Excellent.
of that information will be listed.
Excellent. All right. So last week we you convinced Isham to let you take over the slave trade once you have a limited Relgar, and you made some
Yes.
nice
For
financial arrangements there.
Yes, I did. Not quite what I wanted it to be. What we settled on, what 40%, and my services for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
believe.
taking a nice chunk of my change out of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
However, I was able to get Griff out there to King Solgard, and he is going to be pushing all of the supply for me. So I do have
Exactly.
money inbound as soon as Griff makes it back, whenever the hell that is. He was
Correct.
gone for
Correct.
quite some time.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, it takes a while for all that
Yeah.
traveling back and forth between the countries. So,
Yeah.
all right. So you've been sailing for the last few days up the Arundar River to the capital city of Anglapur, and you guys finally make it there. It is a tropical place. Um, there's jungle all around the river. Is a very large river. It's the main river in the country. Um, it's a huge tropical jungle. Imagine all manner of jungle creatures,
All right.
hippopotami in the river, crocodiles, monkeys in the trees, bats at night.
Wait. Is it hippopotami or hippopotamuses?
I have no idea, but everything that ends in US, the plural is I. It's not octopuses,
Okay.
it's octopi. So
Okay. Okay. I
I have
suppose I've
no
just
idea
never
actually
had reason to speak of hippopotamus in the plural
in
before.
the plural, but I have this instinct when in doubt, make it up. So
Yep. Yep. For sure.
so we'll Google that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Uh,
have to.
but this is the type of setting that it is. It is a rather large city. The jungle is part of the city. I mean, there's stone buildings mainly, stone and wood, and there's buildings. There's streets are cobbled affairs with grass and shrubs and whatnot inside the city. So picture, I don't know, uh, I guess like movies of Cambodia or Apocalypse
Yeah.
Now or something like that, where you see the ruins of those type of Vietnamese cities or you know that's the kind of deal it is. But you pull up to a large dock and you get to Anglapur at last, and you have your conversation with Isham. where you
Yes.
request that he assists you in gaining a position in Relgar's organization. So uh, there's also a big fort, a big fortress, overlooking the river.
Okay.
So yeah, he says to give him a couple of days
Ooh,
while
is
he sends
Isham's shadowy figure with him, not the bodyguard, but the other guy.
Eshvan. Eshvan. Yep.
Ishvan, I would
Yep.
like to get my role for him.
Let's do
I'm
that.
excited. Let me pull up or reading again.
Yeah.
Find out what exactly I want to do with it.
So
But
let's take a
gotta
look.
build that.
That file section.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta get it up.
258 is the page.
Yep, I'm there. I would like to roll to see one of his instincts. It is an ob 4 difficulty.
I like it. Go for it.
Right. Those those don't show up, do they?
No, you're gonna have
Without
to
my
tell me.
camera.
Yeah.
All right. So I got 6, 3, 4, 6. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the fate
All right.
and bust out those 2 6s, and I got a 5 and a 1.
Nice.
So that is my 4 for one of his instincts. Let me see here. Pull up my docs. What was his name?
Eshvan.
Can you spell that?
ESHTVAN.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Eshvan.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is his instinct?
Well, one of his instincts that you pick up is always carry a poison dagger.
That is good information to know.
That is
Already
very good
paying off.
information.
And 4 on 4 dice is another difficult perception.
Nice.
Oh, my perception's going to skyrocket with this
I
instinct.
bet. I bet. And you actually profiled the bodyguard Ogo who had fearless.
Yes, the
Yeah.
die trait fearless, and I have that on the document already.
Excellent. Let me just put little stars on it so I know what you already know.
Yep.
All right.
And
All right.
I'll parenthesis any of the failed ones. That way the
Okay.
information can be rooted out for us.
Yeah. We could do like like false information and whatnot.
Yeah, because when I fail, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Excellent. Excellent. You get a wrong read on him, so
Yep.
um,
But yeah,
all
nice
right.
to know that he always has a poison dagger.
Yeah. At some point, that's probably going to be useful.
Yeah, at some point. So, Isham, you need me to take out Rogar.
Yes.
I need an M with Rogar. Before I can eliminate a target of his stature, I must study him and learn his weaknesses. To do this, I need you to, let's say, write me a letter of recommendation, praising
All
my
right.
services. And that's as much as I need from you. I will track him down and find him of my own accord. But some random coming up off the street, like, hey, let me kill people for you, kind of
Yeah.
looks suspicious. So I
He's
figure, while you don't like him, I'm assuming he doesn't know that you're trying to have him killed,
no,
and
he
your
doesn't.
word should carry some weight.
All right. Give me 2 days while I reestablished contact with my operatives in the city, and we get a feel for the situation in town. It's been a while. I
Okay.
will have that ready for you in 2 days, depending on what my associates learn. So you've got 2 days if you want to do anything in particular. If not, we'll
I
skip two
do.
days ahead. Yeah.
I do.
I mean, this is for the letter and for the recommendation. After
Yeah.
you get it, you can get another couple of days if you want. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no harm.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I would like to purchase a mask of some kind just to kind of shroud my identity.
All right.
And I'm gonna go make a name for myself over the next couple of days.
All right.
I'm gonna find Relgar's chief competitor, and I'm gonna fuck with his business. That way, maybe my reputation precedes me a little bit. And,
Okay.
if I get
Okay.
to free some slave girls in the process, that's
That's
cool.
always good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right. All right. Let's take a look.
definitely kind of feel the need to do some shopping as well.
All right.
Because I feel like there's some stuff that I could use.
Uh, so go ahead. Let's.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
decide what it is that I want to buy. Like, I don't know that I particularly need anything. I just feel like there's stuff that I need.
What kind of weaponry and equipment do you have right now? That might give you a clue.
I've got run-of-the-mill longsword and some clothing. I
Uh huh.
suppose maybe some good leather armor would be appropriate purchase.
Yes. Probably some sort of concealable weapon, given
Yeah,
all your sneaking around, because
yeah.
at some
I,
point you're going to be unable to carry a longsword around.
yeah,
So.
I do have the knife skill, so a decent
Hmm.
dagger
Yep.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, some decent leather armor and a
Hmm.
dagger is what I'm after.
All right. So.
And maybe a really thick dark hooded cloak. So I don't even got to do like a full on mask. I can just keep my face in the shadows of my cloak.
Uh huh. Uh huh. All right. Uh. Sure. Uh. What are your resources right now? I need
I
to open
want to
up your
say
file.
I've got a resource exponent of 3 off the top of my head, but let me look.
Is your character sheet updated in the Google folder, or it's not gonna
Yes, it
allow-
is. I do have a B3 resource, but or no, I'm no longer taxed because we decided to take the tax off as payment for my last assassination in lieu
Mm,
of payment.
that's true. That's
So
true.
yeah, I have a resources of B3, but yeah, everything is updated. But for some reason, my steel is still not on here. I've added it twice now.
That's weird.
I don't know why it likes to do that. All right, let's try this again. Row. Steel, and it was a B6.
There we go.
Figured it up enough times, like I have it memorized, but it should still be on here,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's not. And I can't even remember what the tests I took for it were, so I'm just gonna have to start
yeah.
that over again
The questions and
since it
everything.
didn't
Yeah.
save. Well, no, like yeah, I remember the questions. I know I was at a B6, but I know I've tested steel a couple of times in this game. But
Oh,
since it wasn't saving, like I have no record of those tests.
oh,
So
that's too
that's
bad.
just yeah,
Yeah,
just
because
whatever.
you took some big wounds. I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
yeah. So
Uh,
whatever.
yeah, you took like two middies, didn't you?
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
middies. Yeah. So
2 middies in
uh,
session 2 at the very beginning in that fight.
yeah, look those up. That's at least a challenging and a difficult, I think. Uh,
Hmm.
but
Let me see
look it
here.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see where are those obs for resources.
It is
There we go. I got the clippy thing.
actually those were both that would have been that's for health tests. So yeah, the steel would have just been steel versus my hesitation
Yeah, but the second
for the
time
steals.
you're 2 dice down. So first time you tested B6. No, you tested B4 versus hesitation of 4. Is that correct? And second time you
Um
would have tested B2 versus hesitation of 4.
yeah,
Because
you
your
know what? I
steel
think yeah,
your,
you are
your steel
right.
goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that get that entered in here right quick then. There we go. Perfect.
All right. So you're gonna look for some leather. Is it gonna be
hmm
run of the mill or?
Um, I suppose it's gonna have to be. I don't have any cash dice left because I gave it all to Griff, so I've only got my 3.
We can have Isham give you a 1 die cash advance because he understands that this is part of
Yeah,
getting
help
you geared up.
outfitting me. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Let's give you two cash die.
okay, that'll help.
Yeah.
Perfect. So,
So
yeah, run of the mill armor. And I guess run of the mill dagger for now, and I will upgrade as I
as soon as
can.
possible. Yeah. All right. So a run of the mill armor and arms is up 3.
Okay.
So let's keep it up 3, and you can get. There's no trouble in finding armorers and finding.
Okay. Well, then
That's
I'm
a
gonna go ahead and
possibility.
put both of those cash die into it
Yeah,
because
it's
I
an option.
definitely need it. Or well, let's talk failure consequence. What
Hmm?
happens should I fail this roll
That is
before
a
I just decide to throw everything I have into it to make sure I pass it?
yeah. Uh, you could get noticed by somebody
Yeah.
because regularly you just get taxed, right?
Well, yeah.
But
If I fail, I get taxed anyways. But
yeah,
yeah, there could be get noticed. I could only find poor quality arms and armor instead of run of the mill.
that's another that's another good possibility. Uh, yeah, let's get you. If you fail, it's only poor quality.
Okay.
That's all
Well,
you're able to locate because getting noticed right now, you
yeah,
just
I'm pretty far away. Like my
yeah,
reputation's a national reputation, so I'm a
yeah.
couple countries away. I should be fairly safe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold back one of those cash die then.
Okay.
Roll 4 for the ob 3 and see what happens. 5, 6, 2, 3.
5, 6, 2,
So
3.
we're gonna
So
go
just
ahead and throw a fade into it and explode that 6 and see what happens. And I failed it.
too bad.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
So
Just some poor quality arms and armor.
and you're taxed. Yeah.
Again.
Again.
Back down.
I'm rereading Circles this weekend, and I'm sitting down and studying all those traits because
Yeah.
I just spent like the last we did pregame half an hour ago. I
Yeah.
I got some ideas like in 5 to 10 minutes, and the rest of it was just looking for the traits because the profiling instinct. Now I need to be prepared. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
All right. So
However, even though I failed it, that is a second difficult test for resources. Or
that's
no, because it doesn't count if you fail it. That's right.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So never mind.
Yeah. But you got your dagger and your armor, and that's always
Yep.
good. Yeah. So, anything else before 2 days go by?
Yeah, I'm going to. Let's see here. What do I have? Um, I'm going to. I'd like to use my crime wise skill to determine his his competition.
Okay. Okay.
That way I can
Uh,
go and mess with his competition.
all right. All right. Let's do it. Let's call it. That's not too tough. Maybe an ob one.
One. Okay. I got the crime wise of B2. I'm gonna fork in the spycraft wise, gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to fork in streetwise as well.
All right. So your intent is to find a competitor.
Yep,
Uh,
to Rogar.
all right. All right. So if you fail, let's see what happens if you fail. Uh, if you fail, Relgar has a monopoly on the situation, and there's no real
Okay.
viable competition. At least not in the scale where taking out a minor slave owner is going to do you really much impact. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Let me update my gear I just picked up.
I'm really impressed with this whole Google Drive thing. It updates, like, I see you updating stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can watch me type it
This
all
is
out.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. I picked up 466. So yeah, that's definite success.
All right. All right. So, it's no big secret around town. There's this man called Sanjan, Sanjan,
Okay.
who's currently largest competition that Relgar's got. Relgar is still dominating the market, but this guy is trying to rise up through the ranks, and so
Okay.
so he's got let's see, he's got a small building. It's not that big. Um, Not too far from Railgars, which is located very close to the. There's an open plaza near the fortress that
Okay.
overlooks the harbor, and this open plaza is not the main town plaza, but it's pretty good, pretty big, and that's where slave trade is conducted. There's a slave market. Uh, I would say once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to head over to his place of business. I find
Hmm.
it strange. Well, Donlin finds it strange that he's able to operate so closely to Rogar.
Yes,
But
he is up and coming, and he is his establishment is not too big, but there's rumors on the street that he's building his fleet, because these guys operate with ship crews who go out capturing the slaves and bringing them back, and transport and such.
okay. So I'm going to pay him a visit under the guise of procuring a very special slave.
All right.
like a unique slave, something that I couldn't just go to the market and pick up. I actually have to talk to somebody that could procure it for me and try to get a read on him.
All right. All right. So, all right. So you walk in the establishment.
Yes.
All right. Uh, all right. You notice a couple of guards at the entrance. Uh, there's a smaller building out back. You guessing that's where that's a slave pen where
Okay.
they're keeping the slaves that they do have on hand. And there is a receptionist there. Uh, it's a average-looking guy. Um, who greets you. He says, "Welcome to Sanjang's Slave Emporium. How may we assist you today?"
Well, I was hoping I might gain audience with Sanjan to speak with him about a special order.
Oh, special order. Uh, of course. A moment, if you please.
Take your
So
time.
he goes to a room in the back, past the curtain, and a few moments later, he comes back and ushers you in. Please, please come this way. And you are issued into the presence of this thin man, uh, balding, uh, crouched over a ledger. He's writing on it, and as soon as you come in, he closes the ledger and stands up and welcomes you to his shop. He says,
Okay.
"Welcome, sir.
I
How
would
may?"
like to. Um, I would like to go ahead and roll to read one of his instincts while
All
we're
right,
here.
all right.
Just get a feel for him before I, try to lie to him or, slit his throat or whatnot.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And I
Okay.
failed.
All
Got a
right.
644, but I don't want to spend that fate. I mean, I have an abundance of fate, and I probably should spend it, but at the same time, this isn't too terribly important. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, go ahead and give me one of those false instincts.
That's too bad because I had a real good instinct to
Do
give
you?
you.
Okay, I'll burn the fate. Let's see what happens.
You know, if
I'll
you
burn
want.
it, and I got it. Another
I
four.
mean, it may not be that good, but hey, I just came up with it at the spur of the moment. And it's when in doubt, stall. So
When in doubt, stall. Okay,
yes. So I mean, it just seemed.
perfect. I like that. I like that. It gives me insight into the man.
Yeah.
That will be worth another difficult perception. I'm really gonna have to up this up and get a couple of challengings, and that's another
Really.
fate point put in. So far, I took my 6 fate down to 3 fate already
Yeah.
this game.
Wow.
Getting rid of
Yeah.
them real quick.
Uh huh.
All
But
right.
that perception is going skyrocketing, man.
Oh yeah, that perception's gonna jump up super quick. Like this is kind of a broken instinct, but I love it. It
Yeah.
fits the game so well.
It really does. It's hard for me because I have to come up with these on the fly, but
Yeah.
I'm practicing my
Yep.
improvisational
Yep. We're
skills,
gonna work that improv muscle.
and I think it's pure role playing. I mean, this is it. This
Yep.
is the character right
Yep.
here.
So, good sir, I am and this is absolutely gonna have to be a falsehood roll. I'm about to lie through my teeth.
Okay.
I am a traveler from a distant land, and I have been away from home for many, many, many years, and I fear it will be many, many more before I am able to return. Back home, we have a very rare genetic trait where some of our women will have green hair. I've always found this particular look very attractive, and in all my years of travel, I've never seen it anywhere else. I am looking to purchase a traveling companion of the same variety. However, it has to be natural. I've seen the dye jobs before, and they look terrible.
All right.
And I feel like this is going to be a raised job. That's a pretty terrible lie.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Uh, if if you make the roll, he assumes that you're a charlatan or you're just wasting his
Hmm.
time, and he will throw you off. You will get thrown out of the establishment.
Okay.
If you succeeds, uh, he will stall and
He
attempt
will
to.
stall.
He will stall, and maybe he'll maybe show you around the shop. How
Okay.
about that?
Yeah, that actually works really well.
Because
So
he will.
I'm
Yeah.
facing against his will,
Yeah.
and for a whopper or just a bad lie, it's +2 to the odd.
Wow. So we're talking at six. Because let's give him a four will.
So we're at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna roll.
And see what happens.
Or you know what? I'm gonna fork in spycraft wise, and that gives me 6 die against 6. So I still get a difficult test because so far I've logged nothing but routine tests for falsity.
Okay. Okay.
So
Because
one
you're
way or
doing
another,
too
I get a
good.
good test, and I actually have an opportunity to pass. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
And that is a massive failure. 2 5s and then nothing but 2s and 1s.
So he looks at you and goes, "You are from Aranor. I can tell. I have no idea what you're playing here, but believe me, I have traded slaves of every nation and every color and form and shape. There are no green-haired Aranor women. I have no idea what this is, but you are
Okay.
wasting time." He
Do I
says,
see a an exit in this room aside from the one I came in?
"There's a window. There's a door. Not a door, a curtain. There's not really too many doors in this particular building. The partitions seem to be curtains, or at least he likes curtains. But there is a curtain, in the back. So you don't know if it's a storeroom. You don't know if it's an exit, but there's something. Unless there's some sort of wise that you can invoke here. To,
Um, I've got crime wise, I've got spycraft wise. I feel I could invoke either of those. I kind of just want to kill him quietly. I just want to be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll leave. I was just, seeing how legit you were, and then just slice his throat before
okay,
he can sound an alarm. And I want to I'm going for the throat to sever the vocal cords so the guards
okay.
don't hear.
So you're gonna give me a speed test because
Speed
he's onto
test.
your lie and he's about to call. Uh, he's about to call the guards to throw you out.
Okay.
So if you make
Okay.
it, he dies. If you fail, he calls the guards as you kill him. So he's dead
Okay.
anyway. Okay. How about that? Do you like those odds?
Okay. And what's my ob?
Your ob. Let's see what's a good ob here. Let's call it 3.
Ob 3.
What do you
Okay.
think? Because this
Yeah.
is kind of impromptu. You were expecting your lie to work on some
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. I was,
So,
and it did not work.
so this is an
So
improvised plan. So I'm calling it
yep.
a 3
Ob
because you realize this is my only chance to kill this guy today.
yep. Ob 3 works. I would lobby
Uh-huh.
for an advantage die, considering my training as a spy, and I'm used to improving my way through
Yeah,
things.
I
Perfect.
like it. I like
All
it.
right. So 6 dice against the Ob 3. Every one is a success.
Nice.
That's the first time I've rolled every success. That's kind of legit.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
so yeah, I just dagger from out under the cloak, slice his throat, grab him up before he hits the floor so there's no thud,
Okay.
and I'm gonna peek my head around into that curtain and see what I see in there.
Okay. It's let's see. What is it? Let's call it a storeroom.
A
Uh,
storeroom.
yeah. He's got,
What kind of things is this storeroom storing?
I would say, ledgers and uh, maybe basic office supplies. Parchments,
Okay.
inks. There are a couple of bottles of liquor,
Perfect.
fine
Perfect.
liquors. Like he would, if he gets a good client, he might,
Hmm.
offer something to drink with some goblets and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So first, I want to search his person for any cash
All
or
right.
anything useful, really. I'm
Okay.
not gonna check the whole room. I'm just gonna see if he's got maybe a coin purse on his belt.
Okay. I'll give it to you. Sure. Not
Perfect.
much. It's just one cash die because he's at home. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Cash die's cool. So second off, I am going to beginner's luck and arson roll. It is
So
page 257. And this skill allows the character to use common household items to quickly set a building on fire. Thatch Cottage is objective 1. Munitions dumper powder room is 2. A house is objective 3. Manor is objective 4. Um,
I
I'd be
mean,
under the impression with all of the parchment and just the
and
flammable
the,
goods that are in this room, plus
and
the
the
liquor that you
curtains
described.
and the curtains. I
Yeah,
will give
and all
you
the
the.
curtains. This will be fairly easy, and I would lobby for the Ob2 for munitions dump slash powder room.
That's
Just
actually,
all
yeah,
the cool stuff.
yeah. I'll give it
Yeah.
to you, and I'll give you also a helping die, an advantage die, because I did describe a lot of flammable stuff.
Perfect.
So
So, I will be rolling 5 dice altogether against the Ob2 to set this place on fire.
all right.
And
Burning
so
burning
what
wheel
happens if I fail?
burning wheel is awesome. I mean, how can you
Yeah,
have a skill called arson?
arson. Yeah,
Really, this is awesome. I mean,
yeah,
there's obs for it too.
yeah.
You know.
And this will be routine, so this will go towards my aptitude for learning arson, which is nice.
Which is nice. Okay, let's call it a time
What's
competition.
failure consequence? Do I catch myself on fire? Do the guards decide
The
to open up a curtain?
the
Can I
assistant
just not
walks.
get shit to spark?
No, the assistant walks in while you're trying to build the
Okay.
actual fire because putting the liquor on the paper and the curtains that and the guy,
Yeah.
you can drop it on top of the guy, that
Yep.
takes nothing, but you have to actually spark the
Yep.
fire.
Perfect.
So
Right. So
if
5 dice
you
on the
fail,
two,
yeah,
6 and a 4. I'll take it.
okay,
So I'm going to climb out of the window and walk away casually before the whole thing goes up in flames.
excellent, excellent. So a few moments later, you hear screaming and uh, the guys rushing about. The guards. There's a huge commotion. People trying to put out the
Mhm.
flames, but this thing goes up. I mean, the roof is wood. The walls are stone. Let's call them stone. But
Okay.
it just goes off, man. Yeah. So moments later, city guards come in. They get a bucket brigade going, and sometime later, the fire will be put out, and that'll be the end of that.
Perfect. Now, this cash die that I took off his person,
Uh-huh.
could that cash die be represented by a ring I pulled off his finger?
Yes, that
That's
actually makes more
acceptable?
sense. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, it's
Yeah.
going to stay in my pocket. I'm glad I bought that cloak. Nobody really got a good look at me.
Hmm.
And one of his competitors is just out of business now.
Yes, you did. Excellent.
So I will return to Isham.
All right. So you return. Uh, you lay low for the rest of the day, and get some rest, get something to
Yep.
eat,
Next day
and
as
next
well.
day, same thing.
Yeah.
Uh, Isham actually asks you. He says, "I just heard that Relgar's competition establishment just went up in flames. Is this your doing?"
Well, it could be. It could also be just terrible happenstance.
I'm
But
impressed. That's a hell of a first day in a new city. Isham tells you. Uh, so rest of the day passes fairly
yep.
quickly, and actually by nightfall, he calls you into the basically the cabin of the boat that he's still using as his stronghold for now. Uh, and he tells you, my my contacts around town have been making the rounds and finding out more information on our friend Relgar, and it seems that there is a very lucky break. Uh, Relgar seems to have developed a strange interest for um people of Aranor, your country. So I made a discreet inquiry, and he is interested in hiring people from Aranor. I have no idea what the job is, but my contact was pretty specific. He's
Well,
looking for man of Aranor or
I will
woman.
have to go check it out. Hey, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Hey, children! Brush your teeth, it's bedtime!
Had to make sure the kids were brushing their teeth so they could go to bed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will make my way over to him. Letter from
And he
Isham
gives.
in hand, ring in pocket, dagger securely hidden away,
All
sword
right.
in plain sight on my hip,
All right.
and I should probably put my new leather armor on as well. I didn't do that before, and that could have turned bad real
Yeah.
quick had shit not gone my way.
Yeah. So yeah, just strap your gear on and go see
Yep.
what's up.
Strap
All
it on.
right.
I'm gonna head on out.
Yeah. So there is a larger building on the opposite side of the square, uh, and this is a really large building. Um, there's a couple of buildings actually. It's more of a complex kind of deal. It's a two-story house overlooking the yard. There are at least two smaller of the same type of stone or adobe kind of buildings around the back, with a small backyard in the middle, and whole place is ringed by a fence, wooden fence mostly, and it is patrolled by guards and a couple of watchdogs are around. The smaller buildings you can tell are the actual slave pens, and the larger houses where Relgar lives and conducts business out of. So
Okay.
there's a couple of guards at the door, and
Maybe two of them
you.
looking in a second, sweetie.
Sure.
All right. So guards at the door.
Yep.
I will just approach and tell them I heard that there was work to be had here, and I wish to speak to Rogar about employment.
He says, Sure. Let me get someone to take you to him. You will need to leave that sword out here.
Okay. Just don't
So,
fuck it up. It's my favorite
no.
sword.
So actually, he says you'll have to surrender all weapons. So if you want to sneak a dagger in, we should do a stealthy or something.
Um,
Unless you want to surrender your weapons at this time.
no, I don't. I'll sneak a dagger in.
All right.
I'll give him the sword.
Okay.
I'll be like, all right, here you go. This is the only weapon I carry. It's all I've ever needed.
All right. So let's do what an observation versus stealthy.
Versus stealthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'll be in touch in a second. All right. So let's see. I got to be 4 stealthy. Um, I'm gonna fork in falsehood and spycraft.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a B3 observation. See how this goes. Okay.
All right.
So here we
I
go.
think that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
And I got 2 successes. So
Perfect.
that's good. You can sneak that dagger in. They don't find it.
And that'll be
Right.
routine
Mm-hmm.
on my stealthy. And I've been rolling hot tonight. I really feel like the dice are about to screw me over something hard.
Karma's building up, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some time to go tend to your kids?
Yeah, I just gotta go talk to him right quick.
No
Give
problem.
me, I don't know, 60 seconds.
I know. No hurry.
Alright, I am back. The kids are not happy with me. Just saw how disgusting their room was and told them they had to clean tomorrow.
It happens. Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Summer's really wild. Yeah.
until I feel that it will be beneficial to reveal my heritage, I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
my ancestry, I'm going to keep my hood up.
Okay. Okay. So Steward comes in. Let's call him. I got a list of names just for this. Let's call him Ravim.
Okay.
Ravim shows up, and he says, "Good morning to you, sir. How may we be of assistance here at Relgar's fine establishment?"
Well, I have been told that Rogar is seeking employees, and I've come to offer my services.
I see. What manner of services are those? And he kind of leans in to look at your face. Let's call him taller than you, so
Yeah.
he kind of
I
you know.
kind of lower my head down a little bit and tell him my services as my face are shadowy.
I see. And I have instructions to conduct interviews with a select group of people. Locals are not being hired at this time. Are
Well,
you from Anglapur?
I
Or
am not. I am not local, and as a rule of thumb, I neither conduct interviews nor discuss business with anyone besides my employer. So if he is interested in my services, I have a letter of recommendation, and I'll let you take that to him. But as far as speaking any further with you, this I cannot have, and I will give him the letter from Isham.
very well. Please wait here while I uh, give this to the master. So he takes the document from you and leaves you in the entry area,
Okay.
and he goes upstairs. So,
Um, I would like to look around at all of my possible exits.
all right, that's one of
Uh,
your instincts, isn't it?
it is an instinct
It is an instinct.
to
It's pretty
always
good.
be aware of my way out.
Yeah. So there is the main way. There are a couple of windows. Um, the windows to the front of the street. The guards will see you if you use those. There's a window to the side, but that leads uh, into the indoor patio kind of thing. The small
Yeah,
courtyard that separates main house from the slave pens. So that's behind the fence. That's no good really to you.
perfect.
The house seems built in mind for no real good back exits. It's just the two front windows and the front door, and all the other windows and back doors lead into the encircled area by the fence. So you could leave the house, but you'd be still within the compound behind the
Perfect.
fence. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Okay. So a few moments later, Raven comes down and says, "The master would like to see you, sir. Please come this way."
I will follow him.
All right. So he leads you upstairs into this open room. This has a lot of windows, and the windows are open. Uh, there's a breeze coming in. He has a wooden desk, and there's uh, finely woven rugs and curtains, and there's exotic birds on display, like colorful parrots and whatnot,
Okay.
all over the room. And there's fine pieces of what you take to be local art, decorating the entire place. This is a rich man's office.
Okay, and
Uh,
it's me, him, and the steward, correct? Or are there
uh,
guards, bodyguards, other
there
servants
is
running
there
around?
is one extra fellow standing behind the desk to one side, looking at you.
So I'm
So,
going to cross the room to the desk,
hmm
and matter of fact, I'm gonna roll intimidation for this,
all right,
possibly as a link test for future interaction with him during this conversation. But
okay,
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna slam the hidden dagger into the desk and just like stick it into it
all right,
and tell him that his security is shit.
okay. So your intent is to, yeah, to
Beeline
impress him, I
straight
suppose.
to him. Yeah, pretty much. Just show off a little bit and
All right,
let him know that I'm not to be trifled with. So B4 intimidation, fork and spycraft wise for 5 dice. And I believe intimidation is against will. Is that right?
pretty sure it is. Let me just double check, but I'm 99% it is.
I am too. As much as you've used it in our other
Yep,
game. Yeah, perfect.
will of the victim. Yep.
Yeah, and what is my ob here? Do I need to come
So
up
your
with
op
more
is going to
forks?
be, it's going to be, let's call it a let me check Isham. What did I do for Isham? I'll give you a will 5 because
A
this
will
is a tough.
5.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the
Well,
head of the
yeah.
slaving
Yep.
industry. This is no
Well,
chump.
in
Yeah.
that case, I suppose I'm uh I'm gonna fork in my knife skill and kind of do a little flourish with the knife as I pull it out of my cloak, maybe spin it across my palm.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
like
that'll give me one more. And all forking crime wise as well. I mean, I'm in a criminal meeting. I'm trying to intimidate a criminal. It seems justifiable.
all right. These people respond to visceral
Yeah.
displays. Okay, that makes
So
sense.
that gives me 7 against 5. Let's
Do
see
it.
what happens. 3, 6, 4, 6, 3, 2, 4. So that is 4, and I failed it. But there are 2 6s in there.
Oh.
So let's burn through some fate. Oh, come on, 2. Thank you. And both ones.
So you fail.
I fail.
All right. So here's what happens. You do your trick. You slam it on the table, and as soon as you do, the other guy moves lightning quick and has a knife up to your throat, like he's holding it right next to your throat. So you're there with a dagger on the
Yeah.
table and a knife to your throat.
I lean into it,
Okay, and
and just so it draws just the slightest amount of blood, and I tell
okay,
him to go ahead and do it. But you will deprive your master of my services.
yeah,
You're
and the
quick,
guy's like
but
this.
had I wanted to stab your master, that knife would have been in him and not the desk.
The guy's like
And it's
this,
at
and
that point that I say, "My name is Donlin Trine," and I lower my hood.
he says, "I can appreciate a display of skill such as this. Eshkol, uh, you may let him go. I believe this is just part of his introduction."
You would believe correctly.
All right, so the guy withdraws his dagger and steps back, but he's
And
now to your side. He's no longer, he
mhm.
was behind the guy. Now he moved around, so now he moves to the side.
And
All
during
right.
this exchange,
Hmm.
I'm going to stare into a soul for my manhunter role.
Sure. Who you're
And I,
who you're checking?
Rogar.
Exactly. Who are
Yep,
you checking for?
it's going for Rogar, and I'm gonna fail this test.
Who are you starting with? Relgar or Eshkol?
Oh, you know what? Let's start with his bodyguard guy first. That
Eshkol.
actually makes more sense. I need to
Okay.
bookmark this page as much as I go to it.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Maybe I can open your.
Okay,
Let me
here we
see if I
go.
can open your Google Drive.
So I am going to peer into Eshgar's soul to see one of his beliefs. It is an objective 6, and I'm rolling 4 dice.
All right. Go ahead. Let me see if I can write in your document right here, so you'll know
Yeah,
know the guy.
you absolutely can. And it was a massive failure. I didn't get a single success on it, but I was going to fail it
Uh,
anyways. However, that bumps my perception up to be 5.
awesome.
That is the challenging
Awesome.
test that I needed. I actually could have done that the last one had I realized it, because at B4 you only need 2 difficult and 1 challenging. So
All right. So you're looking for his beliefs?
yeah, I'm looking for one of his beliefs, and like I said, I know it's a crap belief, but Donlin doesn't know that,
Yeah.
and my
So,
tests are reset.
all right. All right. So I'll give you. Uh, let me see. it's going to be a false belief, but you and I know it's not. You know.
Yes.
So hmm. Uh,
While you come up with that, I'll roll my Manhunter for Relgar,
Relgar, sure.
a dire call on trait,
Okay.
and it is an ob 4. I'm now rolling 5 dice. And this is
Okay.
important. This could very well help me, so I'm going to put one of my persona into it for 6.
Yeah.
3, 4, 3, 6, 2, 3. So I only got 2, and I've only got 1 6. I'm not going to risk the fate for it. So yes,
Yes.
I have a false belief for the first guy and a false call on or die trait for Rogar.
Okay. If it's false, uh, do you have to have call on? I mean, do I need to give you a false call on?
False die or call on trait, like that's what I was going to see.
Yeah. So I should
I
give
mean,
you.
we could just say that I couldn't get a read on him
Yeah.
instead of doing like a false trait that I think he has that he doesn't. He's just like
Okay.
I just couldn't read anything about him, and I came up empty. That's acceptable as well.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll give you the no read on the bodyguard, and I will give you. Okay. The bodyguard is this sort of average height Arundel man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has a thin mustache, and as you saw, he's real quick. Um, Relgar, on the other hand, is a fat man. He's really fat. He smells of fine perfume. His hair is oiled, um, and it's slightly receding, but it's still black and holding. Uh, and he's wearing this thin uh, silk garment. It's very thin. It's kind of gauzy.
Okay.
So the trait that you think he might have is is uh, let's see, squeamish. And you know it's a false trait.
Yeah, perfect. I've got that annotated with parentheses on the document, so we know that it's false.
Excellent, excellent.
Perfect. Sounds good. So let's get back into this.
All right.
Wow, the first
So
thing to advance is one of my stats.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't take that long.
No.
I was
No,
pretty
not
quick,
not with
actually.
not with this.
Yeah. So as long as you keep meeting new people,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yep.
And you know it helps that these guys are. You're meeting the top guys here because Will 5 and Will 6 that shouldn't be common.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in any case, he says, "All right, I can see you're clearly from Aranor, and this is most fortuitous, for it is precisely what I'm looking for. Uh, Isham, I didn't know he was back. Is he back? He was in prison last I heard.
Yeah, that's actually where we met.
I see.
I You may have heard of my exploits, for I am Donlin Trine, and I tried to assassinate my king.
Oh, Donlan Trine, yes. Yes, your reputation precedes you. I have contacts in Aranor, and they have told me of this attempt and your incarceration. I thought you would have been killed. Uh,
Well, the king is a weak-minded man, and he felt that for my years of service to the crown, I deserved a little mercy. I doubt he'll make that same mistake a second time.
I see. I see. Uh, should we make this a falsehood test?
Oh, yeah, I'll roll falsehood for it.
Okay. So, falsehood goes against will again, or?
Yes, falsehood goes against will.
Ooh.
I would lobby for an advantage dice for a believable lie. He
Yeah.
knows who I am. He knows that I was incarcerated, and he does know. I'm assuming if he has contacts in Ernor, he knows
Yeah.
of the king's proclivity towards mercy.
Yes. I'll give it to you.
Okay, so I've got a B5 falsehood, advantage die. I'm up to 6. Spycraft wise and grift wise puts me up to 8.
Let's roll it. If you make it, he believes you. If you miss it, he's going to make inquiries that are eventually. Let's see. He's not going to believe you if you miss it, so he's going to start a line of inquiry. And if he does, word is going to get out that you're here in Anglapur.
Okay.
That's the stake.
Yeah, that makes sense because like he can inquire all he wants. My trial was a very public one. It's all public record. Everything I'm saying is
Will
considered
be
in the public eye.
will be sustained by
Yeah.
the public record.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
in the process of the inquiries, somebody will
Yep.
mess up and let on that you're here.
Yep. And then I'll have to deal with that. I'm cool with that. So I'm rolling 8 against a 6.
Yes, I love Burning
That-
Wheel.
Yep.
Failure.
That will make this difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and throw another put a persona into this.
All right.
It seems appropriate, and then it still keeps me at a difficult test, which will be nice. So let's see what happens. 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. So 3 successes and a 6. I failed that.
All right. So it's 3 successes.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you blow it up, you'd have to come up with 2 successes, right?
I'd have to come up with 6s, no less.
Oh wow, no, not good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so-
line of victory. Word is out, or word will be out.
That is okay, because that's now my 3rd persona point into falsehoods, along with a fate.
Nice.
On our way to gray shading.
That's good. That's good. That's how we
Yup.
do it. So he says, "I have heard of this. I am, as a matter of fact, looking for a person of trustworthy individual with to handle a matter of some delicacy."
Well, trust is very relative.
Yes.
I can tell you I'm trustworthy all day long, but I did attempt to kill my king, so
That is true.
we'll have to leave the vagueness of trust out the door.
Then perhaps we should deal with the realities of monetary transactions. Those are usually better in procuring a
Yes,
certain thing.
I would concur. So, what is it that you need done, and how much are you willing to pay?
Before we discuss any further particulars, although I have a glowing letter of recommendation here from Ishan for you, Uh, I would have you know, what are you willing uh, to provide as far as your services go?
As long as I don't have to kill an innocent, whatever you need.
All right. All right. So you realize that once I tell you this information cannot leave this room.
But
Uh,
of course.
yes. If it does, well, let's just say your stay here in Anglapur will be a very short stay.
Yeah, I can do without the threats. Just get on with the job.
No threat, merely a statement of fact and ensuring that we are communicating adequately and that you understand the terms of this deal. If you wish to back out, now is the time.
No, I need the money. What's the job?
Very well. I uh, I am having some difficulties with the ambassador of your country in this nation. Uh, I find myself in the unenviable position of needing him out of the way of my transactions on my business. I need you to help my associate here, Eshkal, enter the Aranor embassy and dispose of this threat to my operations in other countries. You were willing to kill your king. Killing your ambassador should be no problem at all.
No, the killing is not what gives me pause. You see, I work alone. I've had too many bad experiences with partners. They either almost get me killed, get themselves killed, or slow me down. I'm most efficient when alone. You tell me when you need the job done by, and I will make sure the ambassador is no longer an issue for you.
I see. You're proficient in the use of poisons.
I can be. I prefer
Yes.
a course of action that involves a bit more steel, but I can drop some poisons in a drink if that's the way you want it to happen.
That would probably be best. But I still want my man on this job. Shall we
Well,
negotiate price?
I feel like we're going to go into duel of wits because I don't want his man there at all.
I know.
Yep.
It's almost like I came up with that on purpose.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I get my paperwork here.
Yeah,
There we go. Ooh, good dry erase marker. So I got a like Indiana Jones style leather briefcase
really?
very recently, and it holds my laptop, all of my burning wheel stuff, my charger, my headset, all of my markers, my dice, the whole 9 yards. It's wonderful.
I need to organize my burning wheel stuff. What I've been doing is I've been going to uh, this place and buying these clipboards.
Yep.
So I got like three of those with my burning assassination is on one and Raven's Fjord is in the other one. But I need a better
Yeah.
storage method.
Binders, man.
So yeah,
Binders all the way with the little plastic protection sleeves that are already 3-ringed out. Way to go.
that's true. I got a few of those lying around. I'll dig them up. So let's see. Statement of purpose. Uh, you will assist my man Eshkol and gain him entrance to embassy and poison the ambassador dead, just in case there's any confusion about that. And let's see what we're gonna do here.
Okay, so my statement of purpose:
Mm-hmm.
I will eliminate the ambassador for a price. However, I will do so alone.
All right. Let me take a look. Let's give him a
Matter of
trade.
fact, I
Yep.
will do so alone because of my past experiences with partners, is my full statement of purpose. Because I'd really like to roll my falsehood for this initial roll.
All right. Let's let me check some traits real quick.
Five,
Um, uh, pain.
6, 7, 8. Well, I will be rolling 10 dice for my body of argument.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm pulling out all the stops for this.
All
And
right.
it
I'm gonna
did
give him.
me no good. One success
Really?
out of 10 dice.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh,
Three
that's so
three
bad.
two 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 1 1 3.
Well, that's
Which
really
is,
bad because I'm giving
yeah,
him. I'm giving him a trade here that's gonna help.
that's okay.
Uh, all right, so he's gonna roll. Let me see what I'm gonna give him for persuasion. Let's give him. Let's make this tough. It's tough already, but let's make it real
Yeah,
tough.
it's already tough.
5. Uh, all right. Let's see how this goes. So he's gonna have 7 dice for his BOA. Let's see how it goes. Well, you're in luck.
Yeah?
2 successes.
All right. That still starts him at what? 8 to my 5?
Seven. 7.
7 to my 5.
Yep. Let's see. 7, and you have 5. All right. Let's take a look. Uh, okay. I'm scripted.
I'm working.
Yeah, take your time. It's a big one.
Okay. I'm scripted.
Hmm.
And for my first volley, I've scripted a feint.
And I have a point.
Ooh! I am vulnerable. I was hoping you scripted rebuttal.
Nah, he's going to start with a point. He goes, oh, wow, so you don't even test, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
even test. No, not
ouch.
good at all.
So he goes, I understand any objections that you might have, but you see, there's a lot riding on this, and I am the one calling the shots here. So I will provide you with the means of doing this deed, and my man is of course an expert in this type of situation. He is not going alone because the Aranor are really paranoid and will not let man of Arundel walk in there unless you can arrange it. So that's his point.
Okay.
But I'm calling the shots. This is
Yeah.
so
I just kind of plather on about nothing, apparently.
because you don't even test. That's right.
Yeah.
So let's roll it. Let's see. Oh, I mean, he looks at you threateningly, so he's gonna fork in his intimidation too. Here we go. One, two successes. Oh man,
Okay.
I'm gonna blow a fade on that
Okay.
just to make it. Ah, not too bad.
Over.
Just two. Just two. You're at three. You're live,
Okay. I'm still in it. So for volley 2, I've scripted a point.
and I've got rebuttal. So
Of
let me
course you
let me
do.
read up on rebuttal real quick.
Yeah. I originally had it rebuttal
Uh huh.
and then feint and decided no, he's gonna let me
Ah.
speak first and switched it up.
Let me just.
Yep.
This is the one where you divide your dice, right?
Yes.
Okay, wait. So I must do it before you roll,
Yes, you will.
and I need at least 1 point in the pool. Okay, so that's it. So you start.
Okay, so let me gather up some dice here. Oh, what all do I got? So we're gonna start with my B2 persuasion. A fork for spycraft wise up to 3. A fork for crime wise, since we're discussing crime, for 4. Grift wise, because I am trying to con him into believing some shit that's not actually true, for
Okay.
5. And falsehood for 6. And I'm gonna kind of run my finger up and like around the hilt of the knife that's still sticking out of his desk for an intimidation fork for 7 total.
Okay. So let me see. So he's got 5 for persuasion, and he's got a fork for his intimidation is 6. I'm gonna give him assassination wise because why not? So that's 7 dice, and I feel like what else will be applicable here? Uh, I'll give him an advantage dice because he feels he's dealing from a position of power.
Okay.
So that's going to be 8 dice. So the way we're going to
Okay.
split that is he's going to hit you with 3, and he's going to defend with 5. So
Okay.
if you want to burn any persona or something, uh,
Yeah. So this is my point. I my previous partner, and this is probably the part of the story that you did not hear, is the reason my attempt on the king's life failed. He is the reason I went to jail. He is the reason I had to break out of prison, and he's the reason I'm in this shithole of a country. I work alone. Period. And what do I got going? I got 2 successes.
so he says before you roll, he says, "Oh well, you 2 successes." He says, I understand that you have had bad experiences, but that is only a fault of the incompetent that you hired to help you. My man Eshkal is a professional. He has dispatched hundreds of people. Uh, he is an expert poisoner. He is an expert infiltrator. He is a true professional. You have no reason to fear of his incompetence. So that's his. You had 2 successes. So
Yes.
here's his defense roll. So that's
Nothing.
4 defenses, so nothing gets through. And let's roll his attack, which is 3 dice. Ooh. Ooh.
Still hanging
So
in there.
you're down to 1, am I correct?
Yeah.
So it's down to the wire. Volley
Yep.
3. What do you have?
Volley 3, I've scripted a point.
He's got dismiss. So dismiss versus point is a standard test. All right. So
Yeah.
you start.
So, I'm just like, I don't doubt of your man's cunning and skill. However, I've not seen it firsthand. I do not trust it. Well, yes, this is your job. If I'm to take this job, it's going to be on my terms, and I'm going to work alone because I can get this done just as well as I can get it done with him. And that's my point.
And he says, I will hear no more of this reticence. You will do as we have agreed. And that's it. I mean,
Yep.
that's intimidating
Uh,
because you earlier
yeah,
discussed that if it doesn't happen, you're going to die.
and
So,
that's okay. That's okay. So I'm gonna stop playing with the knife, and for my intimidation, I'm just not gonna let that phase me.
okay.
Kind of like I already have a plan in motion for if this shit goes downhill. Everything else is staying the same, and I'm throwing a persona in it, so I've got eight dice this time instead of 7.
All right, because you're down to 0. I mean, you're down to
Yeah,
negative what? 1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
6.
you'll be
Okay.
hesitating next round. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm out of it next round.
but you know what I've seen? What is it? Sean Hayworth do? They
Hmm.
do steal tests because you hesitate after this.
Yeah.
So it actually counts for your hesitation. I don't know if it's any good because I think they're all routine right now, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
let's see. Let's see if I can get a compromise out of this. Is
yeah,
essentially what's happening here.
yep,
3, 2, 4, 2, 6, 3, 3, 5. So 3 successes and a 6. I'm gonna go ahead and spin the fate and blow up that 6,
okay.
and it's a 4. So 4 successes.
So that's more than half. You knocked his argument down to just slightly over half. So that's a major compromise. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let me see. No, wait.
Or
Compromise is your arguments are just to half or thereabouts. You owe him a solid compromise.
yeah.
You must grant a significant concession regarding your own goal or agree to an additional related condition.
So
All right.
I proposed to
So,
him that I understand that having your man there is important to you. So he can come along. However, he is only there as an observer. I do the work. He makes sure it goes smoothly. That
all
way,
right.
if shit does hit the fan, he has no connection with me, and he can walk away out of there, and I can deal with the repercussions without having to worry about dragging his sorry ass with me.
All right. All right. That's an excellent compromise.
Perfect.
So you do the work, but he goes in with you.
Yeah.
So, all right. All right.
So, when do
Nice.
you need this done?
Uh, uh, I can give you perhaps a day to make any additional preparations that you need to. Uh, uh, I'd rather have it done as soon as possible, but I
Well,
understand you may have to speak to your countrymen or arrange for an excuse to get my man inside or otherwise take a look at the place. I understand that there is some preparation necessary. Uh, at most, I need him dead in 3 days.
in 3 days.
At most. If you can do it sooner, there'll be a small bonus in it for you.
Okay.
But
So,
don't rush it. But don't rush it. Just Get it
I'm
done.
going to require a bit of coin up front to make the necessary arrangements.
All right. How much money will you be needing?
A purse full of two should cover costs quite nicely.
All right. So, what do you want? One cash die, two?
Two.
Two. Okay. They'll give it to you. This is important.
Yeah. All right. So I tell them to have his man meet me at I don't know, a nearby bar at the end of the night.
Tonight?
Yes, tonight
All right.
at midnightish, and that to be ready.
All right.
And am I procuring the poison, or do you have the poison for me?
We have the poison.
And what exactly do I need to do with this poison? Do I need to coat it on my blade? Do I need to drop it in his food?
Drop it in his drink.
Okay.
So, as we understand it, he usually takes a drink before he goes to bed.
Okay. Perfect. Yes, have your man meet me at the bar at midnight, and we will have this done.
Good. Good. We will do this. Excellent.
So,
So, up to you if you want to do some preparing or thinking about it. We could stop, or we could go
no, I'm
15
not
more
down. I'm
minutes.
down to
Or
jump right in it.
excuse me.
Yeah, I'm down to jump right in it. I'm
Okay.
because I've got the disguise skill, so I'm looking at the disguise. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how I want to do it. Whether I want to try to make him look like one of my countrymen, so we can just both walk into our embassy and request asylum because we're
Uh huh.
shit's going down.
Okay.
Or if I want to maybe lower the ob and just dress him up to look like he got the shit, like we got the crap kicked out of us, and then
Okay.
he lost his paperwork, but I have mine to get us in.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go with that way. Or no. I'm gonna disguise him up to look like my countrymen, but I'm gonna fail this test,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna convince him that he looks like one of my countrymen.
Okay.
That way, he's competent in the plan, and when we get to the embassy, they don't let him in.
Oh.
But first, I need to go see Isham because I need to procure a new poison.
All right.
I
I
can't
thought
kill
you
this
might.
guy.
I thought you might. Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, I'm gonna head off to see Isham.
Okay.
So, I've been given a job,
Yes.
and they want me to off the ambassador. Now, I don't know this man personally, but I know of him, and he's a good man. And you are very aware of my proclivities for killing the innocent. This is something that I cannot do. I've worked out all the plan. However, I need to procure a poison that will make him appear dead.
I
Do
see.
you have anything like this that you may part with?
I might. Let us make some inquiries. I'm thinking, do we want to make a roll out of this, or just say yes?
I'd rather just say yes. Like, in all actuality, I'm working for Isham to off
Uh-huh.
this guy. This is a means to an end.
I
I
know.
feel like he'd just give it to me to help me along because while I don't know this for a fact, I can safely assume that one of his beliefs is to regain his seat on the council because he's told me as much.
Yes. Yes.
So I feel like that would motivate him more than enough to give me what I need to make that happen for him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was thinking in terms of maybe he can't get it in time, and that forces you down a whole different avenue of thought. But
I mean, we can do that, but the way I look at it, he's back in his home country. He's got he's got his connections, and he's a well-to-do kind of guy. I don't see him having trouble. Plus,
Well,
he's the poison master.
He's the poison master. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna give it to you because he is. It would be fun to make you jump through hoops, but he is the poison master, and we established that. So I'll give it to you.
Don't worry, a lot's got to go right for this plan to come together. Faking yet another death. So, I need to stop by a shop before everything closes and buy some makeups and things like that for my disguise skill. I need a tool set for it.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll say yes on it.
Cool.
Because I'm
And
thinking,
then,
I'm thinking your disguise kit as an experienced spy. You know, it's a couple of things, and you make magic out of it. So
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to head back and wait at the bar. I'm going to go ahead and get us a room for the night. That way
All
we
right.
can do our business in quiet and just wait for him to arrive.
All right. So yeah, he comes in time. You are given a poison. I forgot to tell you, Isham gives you a poison that is basically one of these drugs that they use that paralyzes you and makes you appear dead when you're really not.
Perfect.
You know.
Perfect. So that's going to get slipped up under my cloak.
Yep.
So I'm have him come in and let's roll this disguise that is gonna fail.
Well, if your intent is to fail, maybe we can just say yes to it. What you need to do is convince him that the disguise works.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
falsehood.
that's going to be a falsehood test against him. Yeah.
So this is big because if not, he's going in with me, or he may even just kill me on the spot. Like what is the failure
Let's think about
consequence
that.
on this? Because the way I envision it, I want to get the disguise. That's kind of why I want to roll the disguise. I want to get it as close to being on the spot as I can, with it still being obvious that he's not one of us. That way, he actually feels I put the hard work into it, and I tried. And I figured that could be based off successes, maybe for a link test towards my falsehood.
So let's do a link test. Yeah, you do a disguise. Your intent is to make an almost perfect yet not quite disguise.
Yeah, that way he buys it, but they don't.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, let's do it.
So disguise is page 267, and I suppose it would be the equivalent of disguise stock.
Yeah.
Which man to orc is objective 2, dwarf to man, orc to troll, orc to rodent is objective 3.
No, let's call it objective 2.
4.
Let's call it objective 2 because it's man to man. I mean, it's not.
Okay.
So yeah.
Objective 2. And I have 2 dice, so let's really hope I don't make this. Well, I suppose since the intent is to get it as close as possible, that I do want both successes.
Yeah,
my intent isn't to make him look like one of us.
That is to succeed at your intent.
Yes,
So,
and that is why it is so important to really suss out the intent and know what you're trying to do before you roll.
Exactly. So you need to succeed at this Ob2 test.
Yes. So I'm going to fork in spycraft wise, because I feel like disguises is a big part of being a spy.
Yes.
And let's see what happens. 3 against 2. 6-1-1. I have to blow it up. 5. Got it.
Nice.
Awesome.
So you got your extra.
Yep. So that's my die for my falsehood test.
All right.
Go ahead and get this disguise test logged up, and that is the difficult. I believe that dings my disguise. I might need 1 on it. Let's I'll look that up right quick. A page away. 2 routine and 1 difficult or 1 challenging. So disguise is up to B3 now.
Nice. That's really nice.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So now comes the falsehood test to make him believe that I did it. So falsehood of 5. What's his will? What's my ob
4.
against this right now?
Go
4.
with 4. Yep.
So falsehood of 5. Bonus die from the link test puts me up to 6. Spycraft for 7 and persuasion for 8. Because this is. Oh, hey, excuse me 1 second. My old lady's locked out of the house.
No problem.
All right, I'm back. So let's see. Falsehood of 5, 6 for the bonus die, 7 for persuasion, 8 for spycraft.
Uh-huh.
I'm comfortable with that. I've still got a couple of faith that I can
Okay, if you
use
make
up.
it, he just buys it. If you don't,
Yeah, this is the big one.
this is the big one. Yeah, what happens if you don't make it? He might think you're setting him up.
Yeah, I
And
feel like it's going to result in some kind of conflict.
yes, I mean, the thing would be when, because he might think you're trying to lead him into a trap or something. He might wait until you're actually at the embassy, but then he'd probably try to kill you or something and ditch you
Yeah.
once you get him inside.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's. Does that sound reasonable
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, it sounds absolutely reasonable. This is a big role. I'm setting up
Yeah,
somebody to fail.
but it's if you failed, you'll still think he bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll
Because
deal
he's
with
not.
that when it comes.
Yeah, because he's not going to do anything until you get him inside the embassy,
Yeah.
and once he's inside, then he's going to off you somehow.
Somehow. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
he's going to try. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
5215561. So that is 4 successes
So you
against
got it.
4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Sadly, that is only routine for my falsehood, which does not help me.
Yeah.
That's okay. That is okay. So I just tell him, like, we're good. You look like, you could be my cousin.
Excellent. Excellent.
Now all we have to do is walk in and request asylum, tell him that we became stranded and that we're, need a place to stay until we can find our way home.
All right. So. All right. So what are you going to do?
Well, tell him that, his sword needs to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not going to let us carry him in the embassy. That if he feels he's competent enough to sneak a dagger in with him, that I won't stop him.
Yeah.
But he better hope that he's got the skills for it, because they're most likely going to check it as the middle of the night heading to the embassy.
Yep.
And then we're going to walk in. We're going to head on out. I'm going to tell him just follow my lead and keep his mouth shut as much as possible.
Excellent. So you get there. It's a couple of guards.
Mm-hmm.
You're not carrying any visible weapons.
Nope.
All right. So
I do, however, feel that my 3-die traitor reputation should be rolled in this instance. I'm walking into my home country's embassy.
I thought of that. I thought of that.
Okay.
I figure that's where we're gonna end the night.
Okay.
I wanna clarify the whole fake disguise thing.
Mm-hmm.
When is that gonna trigger?
Oh,
You're
as soon as he's
expecting
gonna walk in,
as soon as you
security's
walk in,
gonna.
security is gonna hold him back.
Yep.
All right.
That's my plan, to get him detained by security, so I can move freely about the embassy. I
Okay.
feel they're gonna detain me as well,
Uh huh.
and I'm just gonna tell him that he had threatened me
Okay. Okay.
and told
So
me,
yeah.
to cover for him.
So you walk up to the entrance basically,
Yeah.
and the guards they got pole arms, so they cross him in front of the door and go. Um, uh, who are you and what do you want?
I am Delson Leviticus. I am a native, and me and my companion here have been stranded for the last week. We seek asylum until we can find passage back north to our home.
Guy goes, you're both from Aranor?
And now, where is he? Is he like off to my side, or is he right behind me?
It's two guys. It's two guys. Oh,
No,
you
no, no.
this guy?
Yeah,
He
the guy I
he can
came
be
with.
either.
Okay, I'm gonna have him off to my left side, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna look the guard dead in the eye, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna say yes. That's what I just said, and I'm gonna wink at him with my right eye to where it's out of his view, so he doesn't see the wink. That way, the
Okay.
guards know something's up.
All right. So let's roll that reputation right now.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. They usually do it. Um, we're just gonna roll 3 dice. If we get any successes, they recognize you
Whew.
because usually it decreases by distance,
Yeah, but I'm
but
right here.
you're right here. These people are your countrymen, and you were a high captain in the King's Guard, so
Yes,
they
yes, I
know you.
was.
Most
Okay,
people
that's it.
know you. You know, normally by country it would decrease and everything, but I feel like rolling the whole 3 dice. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
let's do it. I'm in my embassy. It makes sense. Okay, 3 successes. So I have an instinct that says when accused, lie,
Okay.
and I would like to invoke that now after he says whatever he's going to say to me.
All right. So he says,
Or, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to invoke that.
yeah,
We're going to play that instinct to my detriment.
yeah. So they go. Wait a minute. I know you. You're Dunlan Trine. You try to kill the king. So they level their pole arms at you, and I think this is a good stopping point. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. This seems like a good cliffhanger stopping point right here. This would be a great way to pick up. And I already know. I already know what's going on next week. I got the shit all planned out.
Excellent.
It's gonna be a good session.
Yeah.
So let's head on down to the Arta Awards section of the evening.
Yes. Let me put up my cheat sheet here. Does this one have the art awards right here, or is it the player one? I think it's the player one. Those things are pretty useful.
Yeah.
There's a GM reference and there's a player reference, and they're both very good.
hmm
I think it's on the player reference. Here we go. Quick sheet.
So, driving the game forward with a belief. Let's see. Let's go over my beliefs. Trying to take over his shit. I'm absolutely playing towards that.
Yes.
Innocent life is the most valuable thing in the world. I must protect it at all costs. I did that.
I think you're working to that because you're
Yeah.
jumping over hoops. You know, you're jumping through hoops to get it done. So that's a
There
fate too.
was part of me that hesitated for a second because I burned that dude's shit to the ground. But we had established just before I did that the slave pens were separate from the house.
Yeah.
So no loss of innocent life. Anybody that in there is working for him or buying slaves, so none of them are innocent.
Yep.
And then I shall seek employment with Rogar in order to learn his weaknesses. Haven't learned his weaknesses, but I'm working towards that as well.
Yep, it's fate.
So, yep, 3 fate there.
That's a pretty good haul.
Playing an instinct that makes a character's life difficult. I chose to play against my instinct to make my life difficult, and I feel like that's the same thing.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
So there's 4 fate. Did not invoke a trait this time around.
No.
Not to do anything. I would lobby for right skill, right time with the disguise to set my whole plan in motion. Like, because this entire plan hinged on my disguise skill.
And
That was
that was a good roll. I'll
uh,
yeah, I'll give it to you.
so that puts up 5 fate.
And I'll give you embodiment.
Perfect. So 5 fate.
Embodiment. I think everything was spot on. I mean, I like the whole interaction with the competition. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, the whole assess instinct is excellent. I mean, it fits the character just perfectly, and everything you're doing is plans within plans. So I think
Yeah.
that's a spy right there. It's not much other than that. How are
Yeah.
you doing for Persona? Are you strapped for Persona?
That just put me up to 3 persona and 8 fate
So you're good.
is my total now. I'd only spent the 1 persona this game. I tried to blow through quite a bit of fate because I had it backed up, and here I go getting 5 fucking fate points this session. It seems like every time I spend a point, I earn a point.
But then again, I mean, your beliefs are really tight. So
yeah. I do
You know.
work hard to make sure, like, I normally
Yeah.
at least try to have a belief that I can reasonably accomplish and finish each section.
yeah,
This time I didn't quite get there, but that's okay.
but it's okay every once in a while because
session.
it is very well written. You know, it's a very focused belief because we know exactly when it ends, and it's not that easy to end it. So I think it walks that fine line. It's okay if you go without a persona for one.
Yeah. And, when you can make it up with the embodiment, it's okay.
Yeah, and you're most likely you'll probably complete it by next session. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I plan on having that done. Depending on whether I can
well, this
get out of this
thing,
shit at the embassy.
yeah, this thing at the embassy could go for long. So we don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's always, embodiment has been working a lot, and you could always get, I don't know, workhorse or something like that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't fret it too much. I like the way it's worded. I like the belief.
Yeah, I put some thought into it because I didn't want it, just be to infiltrate his shit,
No,
and whatnot.
no.
Like, I was thinking about, like, what's the reasoning behind working for him, and that is to learn how I can kill him in the most efficient manner.
And I'm thinking, this is a guy determining his weakness. I'm thinking you could reassess him at some point. I mean, once you complete your mission, you earn his trust. I feel that is a change of circumstance which warrants a new assessment roll.
Well,
You know,
and with that, like, I failed the Manhunter roll to find out one of his traits, but I can
Yeah.
roll Manhunter to learn his intent, his instincts, his beliefs. So, like, just going, okay, I don't want to learn his trait, I want to learn his belief, I feel is enough of a circumstance change to warrant a new roll because it's a higher ob to begin with. Like, it changes, what I'm rolling against. And,
Okay.
maybe I have some insights that grant me a bonus die or something by the time I go, back around to roll that again.
That's true.
But
That's true.
I am trying to keep my Manhunter rolls strictly to my instinct just because I know how many of those are going to come up and I don't want to, like, overplay that. Like, while it fits really well with my character, putting
Yeah,
together all this information and it benefits him. At the same
yeah,
time, I don't want to break the game with it.
yeah. I know. But in this
So,
particular circumstance, because of the way the belief is written,
yeah,
I think
absolutely justifiable.
it warrants multiple assess
Yeah,
rolls. You
yeah,
know, I
yeah,
feel
for
those
sure.
are justified. Yeah,
So
and
hopefully I can build quite
yeah,
the dossier on him.
yeah. I figure this is what it's for. I mean, you're building it. You have to build a dossier so you know how to kill him,
Yeah,
or at least do it as efficiently as
or
possible.
just run in and try to kill him and fight my way out.
There's
But
always that, but you
that's
know,
not Donald Trine's style.
I think this would be more fun. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's Plan B.
yeah.
Which I absolutely did not plan on killing that other slave owner. I was
Okay,
just gonna like steal his money and shit, just like mess with his business, and then like it all went to shit real quick, and I was like, all right, I gotta kill him now. That's all I can do, and then I'm gonna have to burn the place down to cover my tracks.
but I think it worked beautifully. I thought you were going to take the bottles of wine or something and use them for cash or something like that. I don't know.
No, no, I was hoping you said
But
liquor.
it worked
That
perfectly.
was so. Yeah,
I had
for
a
sure.
lot of fun tonight. I don't know about you, but I
Yeah,
think this
yeah, yeah. This was an
really,
awesome session
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. I'm gears are turning for your session next time.
yeah.
We should probably do trait vote. We have not done a trait
No,
vote
we
yet,
have
and this is
not.
session
No,
5.
you know. All right. So let's go over your list of traits and see.
So, I personally would lobby taking the disturbingly confident character trait and upping that. That's something I've played on a couple of times, most notably in session 2 at that beginning of the fight when I dropped my armor, like, come get it.
That's true. You did, and
So,
he's been consistently confident. I mean, he doesn't hesitate. No
yeah,
matter what happens, he just doesn't. He just goes. So
yeah.
what do you think we
I
should upgrade that to?
I don't know. Let's take a glance through some of these, and if we can't find something that fits,
Uh huh.
just have to make one up for it.
All right.
Um, Well, so far the first one I've come across is charismatic, although that is kind of a bit off from the disturbingly confident. Like, while confidence is a part of
Yeah.
charismatic, like that's the
Yeah.
closest one I've found so far just at the glance.
But it's not. It's not
Yeah,
the
I don't
focus of
think
your
it fits.
confidence. Yeah. It doesn't really encapsulate what it should be.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm starting from the back. Just you're starting from the front, so I'm starting from the back.
All right.
Let's see.
Sorry, everybody that is watching this for the long silences. We try to keep them at a minimum, but when both of our heads get stuck in a book, it's bound to happen occasionally.
Uh, and it's part of the
Oh,
learning process. I mean, I
yeah.
enjoy looking these things up right now.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, there's a call on called poised. Despite being caught in extremely compromising circumstances, this character remains unflustered. It's a call on for resisting the effects of obfuscate and incite actions, and call on for etiquette.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
It's something like that, but it's not quite. But that's a good starting point if we have to make something up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, not quite.
It's for disturbingly confident. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have to make something up.
yeah, we might. I'm in the P's now myself and haven't.
Yeah, I'm way back to the H. So let's call it Grace Under Pressure,
Okay.
because I like Rush. You listen to Rush?
Hmm.
so, uh, so I'm thinking, what do you want? A call on trait?
Yeah, call on will work. Um, let's see what it would be a call on for. Um,
Maybe falsehood or something like that.
um,
Because if
yeah,
you're,
I could see it being a call on for falsehood.
because if you're caught in a lie, you're so cool.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just,
just, you
like
know,
I know my shit's gonna come through and we're good. I like that.
I could also see it like a call on for steal tests or something like that.
Well, and I mean, if we get to that point,
Uh,
I feel like just going with fearless.
let's check fearless and see how it goes.
Because Fearless was one I saw and I felt like it made sense, but at the same time, I've seen lots of people take Fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Reduces hesitation for pain, fear, and the shock of gore or death by 3. Although hesitation for wonderment and or surprise is not reduced, and I feel like it'd be the opposite of that.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be like circumstances change around you and you change with them. It's like Grace Under Pressure. No matter what
Yeah.
happens, you keep your head. So I figure I would like it to be a call on for falsehood, and maybe we could do a call on for steal also,
Okay.
because it would be colon, not die trade. Die trade would reduce the
Yeah.
threshold, but colon allows a reroll.
Okay.
Is that
Falsehood slash steal.
yeah?
That
Steal
that sounds
specifically.
good.
Yeah, specifically for like surprise rolls.
Okay.
Well, everything. I would go with everything. The guy's so cool. I mean, he's got tortured or whatever, and he's like, you
Yeah.
know,
Um, I would also like to lobby to get rid of either sickly or drunk or both. Those
yeah,
were required life path traits, and
yeah,
those have not come up at all.
yeah. I'd get rid of both because really, you haven't had a drop to drink, and you haven't acted sickly whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
so I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see what
I'm happy
else.
with that.
Yeah.
Unless you see something else that.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking over here, see if there's something. Wait, I think I saw one that was kind of interesting. Mm, I would give you scheming, page
Scheming.
344. 344.
344. Scheming. Scheming characters are always plotting and planning. It doesn't even have to be for their benefit or gain. Sometimes they just plot and plan to see their cleverness at work. Combined with murderous or ambitious, this can be a very problematic trait. Scheming also allows players to add 1d to his body of argument in the duel of wits. Yeah, I
That's
like
you,
that.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely Dom.
uh, that is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah.
Yeah, that absolutely will do. All
244.
right. Well, this was a very, very fun session. Lots
Yes, it
out of it.
was.
Increased both my disguise and my perception.
Yes. And I got to tell you, I mean, GM in this game is like nothing I've ever done before. It feels like you're playing.
It really does, and that's one
It
of my
does not.
favorite things, especially with the one-on-one, because it's just you and somebody else
Yeah.
telling a story.
I mean, I
And
know I just have final say on what goes and what doesn't.
yeah,
But half of the time, I don't even know what I'm going to say next. And sometimes you throw out things that just fit, and
yeah,
you go with it. It's like we're both playing.
yeah.
It's
It's very much a collaborative authorship, with
yeah.
the focus of the antagonist of the story being the player.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is something that I do very much enjoy about Burning Wheel is when you GM, you still feel like you're playing. Although I will say that actually playing is an entire different feeling altogether. Like GMing Burning Wheel feels like playing any other tabletop game.
Yes.
Playing Burning
Because
Wheel is unlike anything.
because GMing has no stress involved.
Yeah, it
You
really
just
doesn't.
you just go. Okay, there's a
Yeah.
guard. Okay, you're gonna fight. Okay,
Yep.
there's a conflict now. But
Yep.
there's
As
no
as
there's no
long as
threat
you're
to
on,
me.
yeah, as long as you're on beliefs and you got well written beliefs,
Yeah.
GMing is fairly easy.
Yeah.
Like GMing's never easy, but in the grand scheme of tabletops, GMing Burning Wheel is easy
Yeah,
and fun. And I believe the fun is part of the reason why it's so easy.
yeah, and there's no stress. I mean, you script, and it's like, hey, if I win, cool, and if I lose, cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
playing it's life or death. It's like, my God, I need this role, or I'm gonna
yep,
die right here, right now.
yep.
And that's the difference, I
I just
think.
I like that Burning Wheel facilitates all of my scheming. Like,
And it is
I
true.
like that on Burning Wheel, I can be like, I want to hide behind this door and wait for the guard to come out and slit his throat. And it's like, cool, roll a stealthy. If you make it, you kill him. Where, you go into something more traditional like, D&D or, whatever the case may be, yeah, you get a surprise round, but then combat goes as normal.
Yeah,
And
or
that was stuff I never really enjoyed about, like, the more tactical battle map type combat oriented RPGs was
yeah,
that I felt like it really stifled my creativity.
yeah. And I think it allows you for strange or unconventional mechanical solutions, like slitting the throat of the guy before he yelled. It wasn't even a
Yeah,
dagger roll. It was a speed test.
yeah, yeah.
It's just reflexes. Can you kill him? And
Mm,
so I think it gives an unconventional approach. I mean, it's great fun, both
yeah,
playing and GMing.
yeah, it is. And it does take a little bit to really get into the groove and, like, learn the rules and really, like, you don't realize just how much creativity you have when you first start playing.
Yeah.
But you can literally do anything. Like, I have a very small list of skills,
Hmm.
and I don't see there being much that Domlin couldn't overcome.
Yeah.
Like, sure, can he ride a boat? No. Can he lie and persuade his way onto a boat for free? Absolutely.
Yes.
And yeah, you
Yes.
just get really creative with the way that you use your skills and come up with your different solutions. And then, the forks and the lobbying for advantage dice. That's something I always love because I'm sitting around the table. I'm like, I already did this once. And I think I know a little bit better. I should get, a +1 to my roll.
Yeah.
And it never really did much, but you always lobbied for it. And here, like that +1 dice that you lobby for, that could be the life or death dice.
Yeah.
And
And the other good thing is figuring out the failure consequences, because that
oh yeah,
that sets the entire feel of the game. How the twists, half the twists from the game you don't even come up with; they just come up
hmm
organically through
yeah,
the fail roll mechanic.
yep,
I mean, I had no
yeah,
idea you were going to burn up the house, and what happens if you fail? Well, you still burn up the house, but now the guards are onto you.
yeah. Or
So,
you trip
oh,
and you catch part of yourself on fire as you run from the house. Like all kinds of different possibilities. And I
so
thought about
you run,
rolling disguise for myself as well, right after
yeah,
it dinged up to B3 to
yeah,
try to negate some of that reputation
reputation,
die.
yeah,
But I was like, no, we're gonna make this fun. Donlin needs to be in a situation, and we need to see how he resolves it.
yeah.
And I also felt like that would really help with the other guy never knowing that I was setting him up.
That's true. That
Like
is
now it's getting stopped because I'm Donlin trying and not because his disguise is shitty.
a subtlety, but it is there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
That was why I decided not to roll disguise for myself.
yeah. I was
Was
reading in the
little extra
boards.
insurance.
I was reading in the boards today, like when after a little while goes by and you're playing a Burning Wheel, if you played for a while, you as the player start looking for ways to get yourself into trouble,
Yeah, you do.
and you do,
You
and
do.
it's like that's where the fun is.
hmm
so,
Yeah,
so yeah,
if there's not danger, there's not fun. But
exactly.
I'm gonna get off here.
That's true.
Watch some TV with the girl, and I will see you Tuesday
Yes, sir.
for more of the adventures of Armgrim, and we'll see what kind of violence we can bestow upon him and bring back that Viking nature.
Yes, I'll bring my A game on Tuesday. So,
All right, man. I'll see you Tuesday.
bye bye. Take care.